Can you tell I'm in denial?
You can't stay at the top forever.
I was also very surprised when I looked at my phone and saw Joe Girardi dismissed.
Well, I think mine were with common sense.
I think now belongs in the all-time greats top 10.
Boston, I really think only got to this point because of a guy named Chris Middleton being out for the Bucks.
That power play just was unbearable. It was humming.
Man, am I happy. I knew that this was going to happen. I knew he was going to come back.
When I think of New York Yankees now, it's Judge. Probably people in the past when Jeter was coming up.
I would be shocked. A little bit hurt.
Hey, this is Greg Tepper of Dave Campbell's Texas Football, TexasFootball.com, and Valley Sports Southwest. You are listening to Outsiders Opinions with Kevin and Austin.
What's up, y'all? Welcome to our MLB Opinions of the Week. I'm Kevin, and I'm joined by the man. I'm not sure how scared you were of the Rays before, but has that fear increased given that the Rays are getting new owners, Austin?
Yeah, so the Rays have been a very good team for a while now. They're very good in the farm system. They're very good at drafting, and they're very good at producing top talent. But they have not been a team to spend much money, except for redacted.
Yes.
Does this change? We'll have to see. I think that the Rays do start to spend money. They could be even better. But my question really is with this is, are they staying in Tampa? There's been conversations regarding whether or not they're going to stay in Tampa before this obviously happened. And then the hurricane destroyed the stadium, so they're playing in the Yankees Spring Park. Do you think they stay in Tampa, one? And two, do you think they spend more money to produce better winning seasons?
So that's a great question. I'm going to sidestep that by saying it was reported by ESPN, which is according to a report from The Athletic. So the current Tampa Bay owner, Stu Sternberg, agreed in principle to sell it for $1.7 billion, which I'm interested. That is considerably lower. Or no, it's about half. How many did Lakers sold for, like 3 or 4, or was it $5 billion?
The Lakers? They sold for like 10.
Oh, okay, 10. Okay. Oh man, but yeah. So we can maybe talk about that. But to answer your question, it is.
Yeah, they sold for $10 billion.
Yeah, wow. Florida-based developer Patrick Zalopowski is led by a group, Florida developers, and he has agreed to keep it because that apparently, in this article, it was kind of talked about like they might leave, but it says MLB Commissioner Rob Manfred and some other owners began in March to privately push Sternberg to sell the franchise, according to The Athletic. But yeah, so I think a part of that is this deal of Sternberg wanting to move it, but you have a Florida developer and a group of them, which I think is big for money. It's keeping them. So I would say they stay because that was kind of part of the deal of a Florida guy wanting it and wanting to keep it in Tampa Bay.
So at least for the near future, they'll stay in Tampa. Now, do you think that he is going to spend more money, or do you think they did this because the new MLB may have a lockout because of the whole stuff, and he's going to side with the owners more than the other owner was going to do that?
I think they're going to spend more money because it's a group compared to one guy having the money. I think you've kind of seen that with a lot of investors invest money. So there's a lot of percentages. So I think it's not one guy putting all his money in compared to what it was in the past, and probably for Sternberg. But like I'll say again, there is money made in the MLB. I just think owners like to keep money for themselves. So I think it being Patrick Zalopowski will be the main guy for it. And since he's a Florida-based developer, he will be the head of it, but I don't think he's the only guy funding it. And I think he can get other funding. So that's a big thing to me. But kind of talking about Sternberg, he did get value. I'm sure he made tons of money as well, but he did get value because do you want to take a guess for what the Rays were bought for in 2004?
200 million.
That's actually absolutely correct.
Wow. I
That's
swear
insane.
I did not look that up.
Congrats. I was shocked. Wow, that's impressive. Yeah, they were bought for 200 million, then they sell for 1.7 billion, which feels low in sports terms because of course the Lakers sold, but I believe the Celtics sold for like the Mavs. I think the Mavs are probably a better example compared to the Rays, except the Mavs at that time of sale had Luka, and I think that caused the price to go, but they were sold for 2.5 billion or 3.5 billion. Got it. So that's about half of what that was for the Mav sale. I'm curious, when was the last MLB team? Oh, Mets, right? They were the last team to be bought. Dang. So the Mets were bought by Steve Cohen for 2.4 billion. So it's 0.7 million less.
Yes.
So that I think kind of goes into what the
Rangers
Rays were
sold?
kind of viewed. Rangers were not. Rays were sold, or the Rangers were sold in, I want to say, 05? Oh, 2010.
Yeah, I thought it was around when they were in the World Series. I just couldn't.
Yeah, it was around then. Yeah. So how much were they? Oh wow, the Rangers were sold for 593 million in 2010.
Got it.
So, yeah. But yeah, it is, of course, for everyone listening, yes, 1.7 billion is a lot of money, but in recent years with all these selling or teams sold,
It's noticeably lower.
Yeah. Which I think probably is because the team didn't do much. Sternberg didn't really invest in the team besides redacted. So I'm very interested in what happens, but if let's say he doesn't have to go on a Steve Cohen spending spree, but I do think if it's just average, because the Rays are currently they were 26th in payroll. Even if you go up to maybe 20, I'm curious who 20 is at. As I pull it up, I think that would make them considerably better if they were just.
Yeah, they're already a good team. I mean, they're just outside of a playoff spot because of a recent skid, but they're still right in the hunt, and they could be a playoff team and host a playoff game. Have you heard the reports of where they would host a playoff game because their stadium's still being reconstructed?
I've not heard about it. I know they're currently playing in the.
Yes, but they wouldn't play a playoff game there.
Okay.
So if they made the playoffs and there was a home playoff game involved, they would play in either Miami, Atlanta, or Texas.
Ooh, interesting. Yeah, Texas seems to be in 2020. They were kind of the home of the series.
And the entirety of the AL or NL. Yeah, because they didn't want any of the teams to have home field advantage because the AL all played in Petco with the Padres.
Yes, that is true. Yeah, and then the Rays did play there in the World Series. And talking about that, considering they could have been better, they did get stuff back for Blake Snell, but Blake Snell was up for a contract extension, traded. Tyler Glasnow trade. Yeah. traded
To
to
the
the
Dodgers,
Dodgers.
yeah.
Signed a big record deal contract. So there is points of when guys would get out for contract, they would trade them.
That's
So
true.
I'm hoping,
And
yeah.
we'll have to see, but I am excited for the future of the Rays. Again, they're a good organization right now. They have multiple All-Stars this year with Junior Caminero, Jonathan Aranda, and Brandon Lau. I think they have 3.
Yes.
So yeah, they've had a couple good years, and they're hoping to get back to that World Series point and this time win it.
Yeah, it's a great point. Yeah, I'm very interested. And yeah, couldn't get the payroll listed. But I think the Rays low, but if you even get to medium, it'd be very interested to see what happens. So let us know your thoughts in the comments. We appreciate you listening to Outsiders Opinions.